Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joelle. I resell on Poshmark, Mercari, and Instagram. And today I have a video on how to improve your listings on Poshmark. So I'm going to go over 3 key things, and that is photographs, keywords, and looking at similar comps. Poshmark is my main platform, but this can also apply to Mercari. So I am just going to get right into these tips for improving your listings. First up, we're going to go over improving your listings through photographs, and I think that the most important thing to remember is that you should have a consistent background. You really want to have your items stand out compared to everything else that is going on behind that listing. So my listings used to be all over the place. I really didn't have a specific photographing area. I always love finding stock photos, which makes your listings look great, but whenever I couldn't find one, I struggled to make my listing stand out. It is so important for that first photograph in your listing to stand out because Google does not only pick up keywords, they also pick up your photographs. So if someone is searching for a specific item on Google, let's just say this J. Crew mercantile dress that I have listed. So they're searching on Google instead of Poshmark. They look up the style of the dress. If I have a photograph of that dress with a really busy background or not the best lighting, Google will be less likely to put my listing higher up in the search results. So for example, with this J. Crew dress, I did find a stock photo, but I also really liked my photo on the mannequin and I added a white background to it, and that is what I chose as my first picture. I will include the picture without the white background too so you can see the difference. I still think that it was a good picture, but I personally think that that white background really helped the color and the pattern stand out more. And speaking of the white background, there are plenty of apps, but my favorite one that I have been using is Photo Room. Now, if you have an aesthetically pleasing background, I've seen a lot of people maybe put some plants or some flowers. Some people use like white fuzzy blankets. Some people have a sheet as a backdrop. I think all of those look awesome. I just personally do not have any type of setup like that. For me, I have this little corner of my room with a gray wall. I will include some listings that have that gray wall, but there are just some listings that are really hard to capture with that type of background. And so Photo Room has really helped me improve the look of my listings. I think that the 2 best perks of using Photo Room with that white background is that the colors show up and there are no shadows. So if you're looking for a simple way to improve your listing photos, I think Photo Room is an awesome place to start. The next way that you can improve your listings is focusing on keywords. So in terms of the algorithm, the title of your listing is the most important part. So according to a lot of prominent resellers, there is no algorithm within the Poshmark app, but when it comes to Google, that search engine optimization is very real. So if you're familiar with Daniela from the Thrifters Villa podcast, she's one of those prominent resellers. She kind of touches on the algorithm and SEO, and she kind of talks about which keywords you should be including first in your title and which ones should go more towards the end. So she recommends that you put the brand first, the style name if that is applicable, and then the item. So I will include this Lulu's dress. It does have a specific style name, and so I put the brand, style name, and then item, which would be dress. And so the beginning of my listing on Poshmark and Mercari is Lulu's best is yet to come dress. And of course, there are other keywords that I included in this title. I included the color, which on the website it is peach. I put mini for the dress length. I included backlist, and I included the size, which is small. I am not an expert on the algorithm, but there are plenty of people who are, and so I would definitely recommend listening to people who are knowledgeable in that field because there are a lot of great podcasts and YouTube videos out there where you could learn more about SEO. Now, after the title comes another important part in terms of your keywords, and that is the description. Poshmark allows 1,000 characters, so that allows you to put a ton of keywords in there. One thing that I have started doing is copying my title and pasting it in the description. I usually put this at the bottom of my listing because obviously the potential buyer has already read that title and they know what they're getting. So like I said earlier, the title is the most important part of your listing in terms of the algorithm. So it's important to repeat those main keywords in your description. Another thing that I do near the bottom of my listing is I will kind of make up my own tags. So Poshmark does have tags that you can add. You can only add up to 3 though. I believe that you should utilize those tags. I usually use those to put something like vintage or Y2K, but you can have more than 3 tags. So what I do is I simply write tags, and then I add as many that can be applicable to the listing. So for example, with this Lulu's dress, I added wedding guest, Valentine's Day, date night, special occasion, homecoming, and probably a few more that I can't remember. I think wedding guest is a really important one to put on your formal dresses, especially with the upcoming spring and summer seasons. There are a ton of people that are searching on Google for wedding dresses specifically, so it is very important to put that in your description if it is applicable to your listing. My final thing about keywords is to get acquainted with things like sleeve type and neckline. This was something that I was not too knowledgeable about when I first started on Poshmark, and to this day, I'm still not very knowledgeable. All it takes is a simple Google search and you will find so many charts on things like sleeve types and necklines. Before I get to my final tip for improving your listings on Poshmark, I want to let you all know that I will be hosting a giveaway at 500 subscribers. This giveaway will be posted and coordinated on my Instagram thrift page, which is Closet by Joelle. It is linked below in all of my videos, including this one. I still need to figure out what I will be giving away. I'm considering doing a gift card. I've seen some other people mail out free items from their closet. But let me know in the comments if you have any good ideas for a giveaway, because I definitely want to make sure it's something that my subscribers and my followers on Instagram would want to receive. And if you are not subscribed and you want this giveaway to come a little bit sooner, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram so you could stay updated with the giveaway. All right, now we are on to the third and final tip for improving your listings on Poshmark, and that is to look at sold comps. Looking at sold comps is always important for pricing, especially if you are outsourcing inventory, so you know what you should pick up and what you should leave behind. But I think it is also important for coming up with your title and description. I will include this Topshop dress that I recently picked up. This was a very easy dress to find on Google, and there are a lot of sold comps on this specific dress along with a lot of other midi floral dresses from Topshop. So what I did was I found a couple of sold comps, and I looked at the title and kind of what keywords they were using, and I also looked at the description just to see if there's anything that I was missing out on. And I was able to kind of mix all of those sold comps together and make my own title and description. I think that this is a really important tip to improve your listings because these items sold for a reason, and that reason might be that they had really specific keywords that people were looking for. This is definitely more difficult if you sell more vintage or one-of-a-kind items, but if you have something like this Topshop dress that is pretty simple to find on Google Lens, I would 100% recommend looking at sold comps and just analyzing those listings and seeing what they put in their title and description and what you can add to yours. That is it for my tips to improve your listings on Poshmark. One thing I would recommend you all to do is to go through some of your old unsold listings and see if you are missing out on any important keywords or if your photographs need to be improved. I used to relist a couple of items a week, but lately I have been relisting almost daily along with cross-listing to Mercari, and I have had a ton of items that have been sitting in my closet for way too long that have finally been sold because of that. All I needed to do was relist and add a couple of keywords or maybe use photo room to change my background, and it has made a huge difference in my sales. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one.